My goodness, guys, talk about a red day in the stock market today. We have a lot to cover in this video between the charts, stocks I'm looking at, and why the markets are falling. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, by the way, any thoughts you have. And of course, hit the like button and subscribe. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit using that link down below or by simply going to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. We'll talk more about that later. Don't worry, guys. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So I'm sure you guys saw at this point, all of the indexes except for the Dow actually went down today. And I'm talking down big time, especially the NASDAQ 100, which went down almost 3% on the day. We had the S&P, let's see here, guys, down 1.4%. The Russell down over 1%, as the Dow, like I said, had a green day up over 0.5%. Nothing crazy out of the Dow, but yeah, a lot of selling when it comes to big tech. A lot of the chip stocks, pretty much all of those sold off today. We'll break that down in this video as well. So check it out. SPY went from $565 yesterday at close to now $556 at close today. So we dropped about $10 pretty much in 24 hours, or about 1.4% on SPY. And again, the big selling came in the tech stocks today, where Triple Q went from around $495, that's where it closed yesterday, down to $481. We're talking a drop of around, let's see here, almost 3% from close yesterday to close today. And we've been selling off a little bit on Triple Q, not just today, but over the last couple of days. In fact, just on, I think this was on Monday, we hit $500 on this ETF, right? And now we're at 481, so we're down almost 4% this week alone, right, guys? And overall, is this a crash? Is this the end of the world, right? It's not, obviously. We can see the uptrend is still very much intact. In fact, right now we're above the 180 moving average, which, mind you guys, on Triple Q, on SPY, these levels have held throughout the uptrend here over the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of months. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got buyers to come in right around here if this wants to work. There we go. You guys can see last time we pulled down towards this 180 moving average on the 4-hour chart, we held it, we bounced. That was at the end of May, right? We held it as well over over the course of May into June, into July. So let's see if buyers do come in. Maybe we get a bounce off this point. And personally, guys, I bought a tech stock today. I added more to my position. We'll talk about that in this video, but this is nothing worth freaking out over or anything like that. I mean, guys, the bulls are still in charge. That's very obvious. And why did the market sell off today? Well, let's just be honest. A lot of the chip makers got hit. AMD, NVIDIA, you name it. Taiwan Semiconductor, all across the board. Broadcom, these got hit. Big tech got hit, which we'll talk about in a second. So let me show you guys a little bit more insight here on what is going on. Make sure you guys smash that like button, by the way. Let's run the likes up on this video. 150 likes at least. And by the way, today was the worst tech stock day in terms of the NASDAQ since 2022, as it went down 2.7%, like I said, on the day. And coming down here a little bit more, we can see here, starting with this point, the Biden administration has told allies it's looking at imposing tougher restrictions on companies still making advanced chip technology available to China despite existing export curbs, according to Bloomberg. And shares of ASML and again a bunch of other ones got hit. And Trump questioned U.S. defense support for Taiwan in a recent Bloomberg interview, suggesting the island claimed by China should pay for U.S. protection. And you guys know Trump, right? He wants pretty much everything in-house. He wants everything to be produced in the United States. So that's another reason potentially why these chip makers got hit today, right? As he's pretty much a shoo-in at this point for president. He's definitely going to win, no doubt about it. There's no doubt in anybody's mind out there, whether you're Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. The reality is, especially after what happened a couple days ago, right? he's going to win. So stocks are kind of repricing for that, especially these chip stocks, which we'll go over in a second. So pretty much that's what's going on. Nothing too crazy, but the markets, these chip stocks are pricing in a Trump victory here essentially, and maybe he's going to put restrictions, slap a bunch of tariffs, right? Make it a bit more difficult for, Taiwan Semiconductor, some of these other companies, right? So what do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments as always. And coming over here to break down some of these stocks, right? Let's see what's going on the charts. Nvidia got hit today. You guys can see NVDA is the ticker. It went down over 6% on the day. So it's clear that Nvidia is now under the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. We're now down about $24 from the recent high, or about 16%, so almost in a bear market, and we're taking out the lows from last week, it looks like the week before, and now we're testing that low from the 25th of June about 3 weeks ago, which if that gives, guys, we might be going low hundreds, 100, 105, 110 on Nvidia, which would be a very interesting spot for the stock. We saw Broadcom just did a 10-for-1 split, and their stock went down 8% on the day. And a lot of these stocks, guys, their forward PEs are pretty attractive. I think before the split, Broadcom's was like a 28 or something like that. And, or not before the split, before this dump off, it was a 28. Now it went down 8% on the day. It's got to be lower than that. So these are getting pretty interesting in terms of valuation, right? A lot of the other big tech names as well. AMD, man, crushed my soul today, down 10%, which I'm still up on the position, but pretty much all the gains I had baked in, are gone now. It ran up to 188. Now it's at 159. That's a pretty big drop in a couple of days. Today alone, it went down $18 per share. So we'll see if AMD could recover in the mid-high 150s, low 160s, right? So keeping my eyes peeled on that one. Let me see here. TSM got hit, of course. Not a surprise, 8%. Looks like now we're testing the 180 SMA on Taiwan Semiconductor. This is actually a very interesting dip right here, man, with earnings coming up. It looks like tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow in the morning. So I'll probably cover that in one of my videos tomorrow. And you know what other companies are looking interesting? A lot of these big tech names. Maybe not so much Apple and Microsoft valuation-wise, but Meta, their forward PE now is like a 24, 25, which for the growth, that's pretty low in my opinion. Meta is one that I'm looking at right now. Maybe as a trade, maybe I'll nibble a little bit as a long-term investment right here, as again, that forward PE is pretty attractive. Amazon is the one that I actually bought more of today, which, full disclosure, I'm long Amazon. I was buying in the 80s and the 90s, back in 2023, and I've been averaging up here and there, as I do think this company, the stock, will ultimately be 200, 250 plus per share. So I added more Amazon today. That's the only buy that I made in terms of big tech, right? And in general, for that matter. And I'm also super close to adding more to my Google position. I think their forward PE now is like a 24, 25. So even though a lot of these stocks, guys, have run up a lot, these big tech stocks, some of them, if you're looking on a forward PE basis, are still fairly attractive, right? Maybe not so much Apple, Microsoft, but in my opinion, Google, Amazon, Meta, all could be, keyword is could, be buys at this point if you're looking long term, right? And personally, guys, I love these companies, right? I think the best big tech stocks are the three I just mentioned, valuation-wise right now, and I own two of them, and I'm super close to buying Meta as well. And by the way, Google's earnings are coming up, I think, next week. Next Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, we're getting Google's earnings. So, yeah, talk about a pretty crazy day in the stock market today, guys. I'm very curious what your thoughts are, what you are doing. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to run the likes up and subscribe and get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. Use that link down below or go to stocksurfast.com/Moomoo, and for a limited time, your uninvested cash will earn 8.1% APY, which, guys, that's a no-brainer. So get on it, use that link down below, and check out my Patreon. If you guys want to be a part of my private portfolio, the Discord, what I'm doing throughout the week, all of that's linked down below on Patreon. I'll catch you guys in there, and I'll see you in the next video.